Berserk is the story of a man who faces a world of evil monsters and humans. A man who must deal with unbelievable hardships in order to protect the woman he loves, despite her psychological fear of him. The amount of dark and horrible things that take place in this manga really makes you think, could everyone really understand the story of Berserk? Today I'm going to be discussing why Berserk is something that not everyone can accept. We already seen bozos on Twitter talking about how disturbing it is for showing the true horrors of sexual assault. In today's society, life feels like Berserk. There's so many monsters that walk this earth, whether that be the government who constantly submits to its people, or the people who let their own mental illnesses dictate other people's lives. Or if you speak your mind on certain things, you become an outcast to society. As you know, a lot of messed up things happen in Berserk. The most controversial moment in the series is the eclipse. If you know about Berserk, I shouldn't have to explain this scene. Most people today would find this scene to be absolutely unacceptable. But it isn't about what happened during this scene, it's about what the effect of it caused. The last chapter produced by the great Kentaro Miura explained that after Femto and Casca did the deed, it actually was to give Griffith a human vessel. So not only was Guts' lover assaulted in that way before his very eyes, but his child was turned into the person who he hated the most. The person who has hurt every person Guts ever called family. Judo, Pippin, Gaston, Corcus. He mentally hurt Casca and left Rickard alone without a clue of what happened to his closest friends and his family. And now Guts' son's life was taken and given to someone who he already took so much. These are very dark themes that have happened in real life. There have been many cases where this leads to horrible outcomes, like children who were born through this disgraceful conception. Even after this scene, it still comes up multiple times throughout the series. One of the most outrageous ones is during the Lost Children arc, where Jill and Puck are watching the Apostle Fairies play, and then they suddenly get violated by one another and violently killed. This scene is way too dark to be put on screen. That is why Lost Children has never even been attempted at being adapted to the big screen, especially since there's a lot of child abuse and murder. I mean, Guts goes crazy, brutally murders Rosine and the fairy children. He even threatens Jill multiple times, but still, this is the effect of the eclipse. When something so unbelievably cruel happens to a person, they can change their whole way of life. Guts didn't care about the apostles because they killed his comrades and murdered so many innocent people. So yes, Rosine was still a child who didn't know anything. She still murdered the remainder of the Band of the Hawk before the eclipse. Even Rickard was going to die if our boy Skull Knight didn't come in and save him. This is why Lost Children will never be adapted properly, in my opinion. Even if somehow Mappa did come up and faithfully adapt Berserk, it would have to be cut down a little. Lad was cut out in the 1997 version because of his disgusting nature, and it actually was a major thing. It was Guts' first win against an apostle, but I think if Berserk did get a new anime adaptation, it would still be good. I mean, someone had to animate a redo of Healer and Meet an Abyss, right? People who criticize this story are just immature, woke followers. Mui on Twitter told everyone to unfollow him if they liked Berserk. Well, I'm telling you to follow me if you love Berserk. Anyways, guys, that was the video. Just remember, folks, there's no paradise for you to return to. Peace.